Hello, everyone. Welcome to this week's Mindset Boost. And as I promised in the previous video, that today I'm going to help you meet your future self. And that forms actually part of what we've been doing this past 3 weeks. And that is just exploring the 9 essential elements that I think can be really helpful when we want to go through a big change or a transition. So you're welcome to watch the previous 3 videos if you need to catch up. But today we are going to focus on one specific element, which is called to create a big vision. And big, not in the sense of size, but really because it speaks to a transition that we need to go through. So you may have a goal, but in order to achieve the goal, you may need to go through a big transition. And that's why I call it the big vision that we are going to create. Another important element that usually comes before you create your big vision is to take responsibility. And that's really just where you're facing the truth of where you are. It's not about blaming yourself or blaming someone else or external circumstances, but just facing the good, the bad, and the ugly of where you are right now. And then from there, it's so important that we create hope for ourselves, and that's where the big vision really comes in. And the big vision is where you can arrive if you go through a transition. So example in my personal life is that I'm a psychologist, and I was doing many one-on-one sessions, very full and busy practice. And I really wanted to be able to work with groups and teach more as a psychologist as well. So the transition that I had to go through was from a psychologist who does one-on-one sessions to a psychologist who can also work with groups and teach. That maybe sounds simple, but if you've been a psychologist for many years and you're used to just one-on-one sessions to start and work, for me anyway, to work with more of an audience, actually, that was pretty daunting. So it was really not just, I'm going to go from one thing to another. There was a whole transformation that I needed to go through. And the big vision really helped for that, because once you have your big vision, which is sort of your end goal or the transition that you need to go through, you can then build what I call a bridge. So the bridge is really the steps or the more details of this change that I need to go through in order to get to the other side. And the bridge consists of the other elements of the more method, things like mindset work. I definitely had to really change certain beliefs that I had. I remember one belief was, who will be interested to hear what I have to say? As a psychologist, I listen to my clients, and who will be interested to hear what I want to teach people. So that was a big mindset change that I needed to make. And you will also find that there will be essential things that you'll have to look at, usually around fear and self-doubt, that we need to work through. Another element is that we need to create space for what it is that you want to do. For me, it was, for example, I took a month off and really just brainstormed the kind of things that I would like to teach. What have I learned over the years, and what is it that I want to teach people? So I took a month off and just worked on that. I could really just focus on that. I remember it was really a joyful time for me. So that's how we create space for whatever it is that's important to us. And there are other ways as well. For me also, it was about even in my one-on-one sessions to create space there, that it's not only a talk therapy, but that there's also space for teaching, so that I could, even with my one-on-one clients, start to teach in the sessions as well through techniques and etc. Okay, but the rest of the elements, as I say, they are all available in the previous videos, and I will link them below. But I want to now just give you a taste of how you can start to create your own big vision. And it involves meeting your future self. And your future self really is the version of you who has overcome whatever you are struggling with now, or the version of you who is thriving. And we can then really learn from that version of yourself. So it's an important part of this process is to also to relax, because when we meet our future selves, we're actually accessing the subconscious mind, which means that we need to slow down the busy mind. And I'm going to do that through relaxation. And we do this with our eyes closed. And then from there, you will meet your future self. Remember that it may not be in huge detail. It may feel quite vague. That's absolutely normal. Often it's more a feeling even. So whatever comes up today, really welcome that. And also remember that you can, of course, replay this video, and you can do it a couple of times over until you feel that you have more clarity about what your future self looks like. Okay, but you can now make sure that you're sitting comfortable, and then you can just close your eyes. It's always good just to make peace with any sounds around you that could possibly distract you. Then just become aware of your feet against the ground. You feel grounded. Become aware of your body and the surface it is sitting on. And in the silence, you can just become aware of your breath. And then just shift your attention to the stomach area. Noticing the rise and fall of the stomach as you breathe in and out. Just move the attention to the shoulders. Take a soft belly breath and allow the shoulders to feel heavy and relaxed. Moving the attention to the neck and the mouth area, allowing the neck muscles to relax. And allow there to be space between the jaws. And then become aware of your eyes. Allow the eyelids to feel heavy on the eye. Allow all the muscles in and around the eyes to relax as well. And then just gently place your attention between the eyes. And allow that space to soften and relax as well. And now you are ready to meet your future self. This version of you is someone who has overcome whatever challenges you're facing now, who has moved to a next phase of its life, and who's thriving. And I want you to really observe this version. Notice what you're wearing, what you look like. Notice your facial expression, your posture. And how does this version of yourself feel like? If you read the facial expression, the posture, how does it feel to be this person? Notice what has changed about this person. Can be details like specific areas. Maybe there's been a change in career. Maybe relationship. Maybe even location or lifestyle changes. Can be changes related to health as well. And be curious about the transformation that this future self has gone through. And what are the benefits of this new version of yourself? What have the payoffs been? What is it that you can look forward to? And then you can ask your future self, what were the steps? What do I need to build my bridge with so that I can get to that version of myself? What's my biggest mindset hurdle? How can I create more space for this version of myself? Maybe there are specific people that can really join me and help me on this path. And what other things will support me? You can also ask any other question that you would like to ask your future self right now. And then when you're finished talking, you can just tell your future self that you would definitely like to get more guidance in the future. And you really make a commitment that you care about this relationship with your future self. Now you could just become aware of your body, become aware of the feet, of the hands. And then you can just slowly open your eyes. Okay. Can be helpful now to maybe just write down a few things that are important to you. I wonder how this experience was for you. This is really me giving you a behind the scenes look at how my intensive sessions with my clients look like. I hope it's sparked some curiosity in you. And so remember, I have a big vision workshop. So if you have an hour to spare somewhere, it's really a quick and simple way. There's a workbook as well that you can just sit and really create your future self, this big vision, and also get clarity on the steps that you need to take along the way. Sometimes couples that I work with even use it. So if you want to do it with your life partner, even with a business partner, if you're busy creating a big vision for your business, that's also a useful way to do it. And as I said, remember that this is part of a series of different elements, and they're also there for you to use. Okay, so have a good rest of your week. Enjoy being curious about your future self, and enjoy also starting to care more about your future self. I'll see you next week.